Welcome back everyone, it's Sylvia from Aussie Scrapper with another layout for you today. And, straight into it. Okay, I thought I edited all this out, mustn't I? So obviously I'm just going through my papers, trying to work out what I'm going to use. And at this point in time, I have no idea how this layout is going to go. All I have is my title. So I've got my photos and they're of my children, and it's a time in their lives when they refused to wear pants, no matter how many times they got in trouble for it because it was winter and it was cold and they wore their jumpers but no pants. Kids for you, huh? Anyway, they loved showing their bottoms for all the world to see. So I went to my silhouette machine and I worked on the title, which I'm sorry I can't remember for the life of me what it was now, but it was a long title. And I'm still going through my papers, and funnily enough, after all this time I spent looking for papers, in the end, I choose completely different papers. And so I decided on the 5x5 photo of them with their little bare bottoms. And I'm now removing the love heart border that I had made on my silhouette machine, and I absolutely love this vertical border. And after all the time I spend on it, it doesn't make it onto the layout. I just hate it when you spend all this work on something and halfway through, not even halfway through, but your project just takes a completely different turn. Anyway, enough talking. And I'm now using some Ken Oliver Color Bursts, which you saw me sprinkle onto this 300 GSM watercolor paper. And I'm just playing around with it. I haven't used them a whole lot, but it is there and I absolutely love the effect. You'll see me come in now where I'm adding more, I'd end up adding more water and then sprinkling on the color burst, and the effect that has is absolutely beautiful. This is it, just watch. I'm sprinkling and look at that. Love the patterns, absolutely loved it. This was so much fun, even seeing it again. I love it. Sorry, I'm going crazy. Yes, I need to get a life. So this whole process, I left it in so that you could see that it does, you've just got to play and play with it until you get the effect that you want. And even though it looks orangey, it dries a reddy color. So I do go in with the heat gun and I move it around a bit and play around with it and dry it all up, because who wants to wait for the next day? So there's that beautiful border. Love it. And I do glue it down onto this reddish background. And what I do before I glue it down, I use some Stampendious clear embossing ink, and then I go over it with some Filigree fine art embossing powder, and it's a puffy embossing powder. It puffs up. Great texture, great look. I absolutely loved it. So you can see there on the close-ups, it's really puffy. Just absolutely loved it. So now I'm gluing it down. And like I said, it doesn't make it onto the layout. So I did fussy cut it out. And I don't make you watch that, so don't worry. Now this is the part of the layout that takes me the longest. Because it's not something that I normally do, all these layers and strips of paper and all that, it really, really challenged me. I'm glad I did it, because hopefully the next time I want to do it, it won't take me as long. But I did enjoy the process, because I guess I was out of my comfort zone, and it's good to sometimes get out of your comfort zone and do something different. And I've seen so many other ladies do it, and they make it look so easy. I can tell you now, it really challenged me, but in the end I liked the end result, so I was happy. And as I'm watching this back now as I'm narrating, I love that photo of them and their bare bottoms, and I love how he's got his arm around her as if protecting her from the mean mummy that's probably about to rouse on them for having no pants on yet again. And yeah, obviously I didn't. Obviously I went, grabbed my camera and snapped a precious moment. And yeah, I'd almost forgotten about this stage in their life where they refuse to wear pants, even in the dead of winter when it's cold. They look so cute there. It almost brings a tear to my eye just reminiscing of why did I get so upset about them not wearing pants? I mean, it really wasn't a big deal. And look at them. He's protecting his sister. He's got his arm around her. They're looking at God knows what because I've got no idea. But I don't know. It was just. I'm glad I took that photo because obviously I'd forgotten all about it, and my children are now. My son's almost 13 and she's 9. So yeah, it's. I wasted so much time rousing on them when really it didn't really matter in the scheme of things. Now, I'm adding some washi tape because I'm hoping for this layout to be part of a challenge for the scrap suite. And you have to have washi tape, at least 3 hearts, the colors red, white, and pink, which I've got all those colors there. And so yes, it was just adding the washi tape that I had to do. And then you'll see me add some more hearts further down the track. Yes, I was really happy how this layout in the end came together. It just took a bit of thinking for me, but yeah, I'm glad I tried this layering technique because I really enjoyed doing it. And I like challenging myself and doing something different from time to time. So I'm just doing a bit of cosmetic surgery here where I'm just finalizing, trying to get the placement and everything on it. And you will see me pretty soon. Oh, there it is. I'm just adding a bit more red to the layout because I thought it was lacking in red and trying to add a bit more there with strips of paper. And as you saw, I didn't make you watch me doing the whole gluing down process because you did have to go through me choosing my strips of paper. Well, not all of it because I edited most of it out. I made it look very easy for you, even though it took me over an hour. But I'm sure you didn't want to watch an hour's worth of me adding and taking away strips of paper. Now on my silhouette, I've got my title, which you'll see in a minute. I don't make you watch me removing everything from my silhouette mat. And the title is going to be Today's Little Moments Become Tomorrow's Precious Memories, which is very fitting because at that point in time that I took the photo, it was just a moment in time. And now they're very precious memories to me. And I don't know if you ladies do the same as me and gentlemen. So I should say if you guys do the same as me, but I stole those little drawer things from my daughter. She collects Shopkins and they were they were all in her Shopkins stuff. And I thought, oh, she's not using these. And they were just perfect to put all the little individual letters and everything all separate. So that's staying in my scrap room now. Anyway, I digressed. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, it's just me putting all the little letters together. So I might just cut to the end. I just realized I've lost a bit of footage from my recording. I don't know what happened, but anyway, all you missed was I decided to mat the layout. So I trimmed down that pink basil cardstock and I matted it onto some it was some pattern paper, but it was pink and it had all little red patterns on it, which you'll see later on. And I decided to use my sewing machine to do a white border all around it sewing. Now this is a very tiny sewing machine, which is really great because it means I will use it more. And I just got it at the reject shop for $20 and I went, oh, I don't use my sewing machine because it's so bulky. No excuses now. It just sits there and I just move it and it's so easy. It only does straight stitching though. So until I can fix up this scrap room and bring in my big sewing machine, this will have to do. And yeah, love it. So I'm just going to cut to the end because you don't really want to watch me sewing. It's boring. I'm just using my Spotlight shimmer watercolor paints, and I've left this in, but in the end I'll end up painting all over my title because I am not happy with that grey shimmery color that I picked. And it changes. Like this layout, it's changed so many times from what my original thought process was. Does that happen to anyone else? Leave your comments down below. And also leave your comments down below if you also steal your kids' toys for your scrapbooking room. I'm going to start adhering this whole picture layout thing to my page, just using double-sided tape. And yes, this is the point in time where I guess I decide I cannot use my vertical border embellishment. So there it is, it all's getting stuck in, and there's just no room for my lovely embellishment, which I will use on some other layout. And I'm just using a gelato here, and it's the grey color. It's a grey color because my title I'm assuming is going to be grey, which of course I changed my mind, and this is where I changed my mind. So I don't like that grey look. It's not doing it for me. So away goes the grey gelato, and out comes my favourite teal gelato. Just trying to rub out that grey, but it doesn't work. Anyway, there's a teal gelato, and I like how that lands up looking. So I'll end up using that. Don't worry, I don't bore you. I quickly skip to the end. Because who wants to see someone just rubbing on gelatos? I'm sure you all know how to do it. So yes, I really, really like how that looks in the end, and I just love that pop of colour that it had. So of course, this is where I think, oh, I don't like my grey letters, my shiny grey letters. So I'm using the Starlight's metallic paint, and the colour is 166, and it's called Agean. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. It's spelled Agean for Nelly. And yes, I end up painting them all in this turquoisey colour. And I'm not going to make you watch. I'll just come back when they're all painted. Now they're all that lovely turquoisey colour, and I'm just gluing them on using some glue, obviously. So there it is, right to the end, because I'm super quick at gluing. Now, part of the challenge, like I said earlier, was to use at least 3 hearts. So these hearts were cut on my silhouette machine, and I just coloured them in with some Kaisercraft glitter pens. And also part of the challenge is to do at least 3 lines of journaling. So I'm adding my journaling, which is basically just a little note for my kids. And that's why I do it in my handwriting, as much as I don't like my handwriting. To me, it's just letting them know how much I love them, and it's more personal. So because it's a personal message, I chose to handwrite it. And that's the layout. So I'd like to thank everybody who has watched this video. Thank you for taking the time to watch it. Thank you for everyone that supports me, for the lovely comments that some people send. It's all appreciated. And yes, if you like what you see and you haven't already subscribed, I'd really appreciate it if you did. It does help us out a lot. Anyway, some close-ups of the video, some close-ups of the layout. There you can see the little dots that you can't see in real life. That you can't see on the video, I should say. There's all that texture. So, till next time, hope you're all well. God bless. Bye.